Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Gamers DMZ podcast. It is Thursday. What is it? The 25th? Yeah.
25th.
25th of January, 2024. So, join with me, Jazzy Moto. And then we also have Mr. OG Double M.
How y'all doing?
And follow, we have Mr. Sir Rich.
You.
And then finally, we have the host with the most, Mr. One. I don't want to call you hostess.
I know that, so I got you. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining tonight. Thank all the panels for joining up tonight, and we're going to have discuss some gaming news that came out today, some bombshell that we all should have known that was coming overall. But that being said, let's talk about first and foremost what everyone's been playing this week, and we're going to start with OG. What have you been playing?
Ooh, been such a rough week, but let me
I
see.
know you played at least one game, so
Oh, I played a few.
okay then. So don't go with rough week like you've been busy. Yeah.
Yeah, been trying to fit it all into a week. Shoot.
Hey,
Um, that's let me see. I started Diablo season 3,
I hadn't
level
started that yet.
31.
You
I
already
like it.
31?
Yeah, I'm already 31.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. It's nice. I like it. Uh, Hogwarts. I'm getting into that now. I like that. That's really good. The usual. Been playing my baseball game, and I've
Have
been
you
playing.
finished the season? Not to cut you off, but since you're talking baseball, have you finished the whole season
Heck, man. 161 games. I do the whole thing.
yet?
I do the whole
Okay.
shebang.
Okay.
Uh, yep. Let's see. Oh, I downloaded Wolfenstein 2 and the New Order and put it on my ally. Silky smooth.
Wolfenstein 2. The
Yeah,
new order. You talking about the new order?
yeah. The New Order and the
Okay.
one that came out before that one.
Okay.
The New Order, the one
Yeah,
with the chick with the afro, Deborah Wilson.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I put them on my ally. Silky smooth, 120 frames per second. Legit. So I'm about to get all them achievements again on my PC. Well, for PC. So
It's
that's
a
all I've
whole
been.
it's a whole new set of achievements on that.
I know it's cool.
Hmm. Anything
Yep.
else?
That's it.
Okay. Serge, what you been playing?
You know what I've been playing.
I know what you've been playing. You begin with a D, end with a Y.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And end with a numero uno,
Yes.
dos,
Dose.
uno, dos. Well, yeah, I actually got an achievement on it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, beat a grandmaster, and then only less than 1% people. It was a diamond, 120 points.
Nice.
You
Was that for
Master, this a
solo?
clan name or what?
said what?
I was saying, was that for solo?
Nah, that was just a beaten one
Nice.
because they hard. Like if your whole team wipe, you game over. Like you have to do it without dying. And I
One
was trying
person dies, game over, or if all at one die, if majority of team dies,
if
it
everybody
becomes
died, if the whole team
okay.
dead at the same time, because normally it just you wipe and then you restart at a checkpoint. But if your whole team died, you got to start the whole thing over.
Oh hell no. Man.
So it's like, I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
What else you been playing?
Uh, uh, tried out. I found it by accident. Vampire Survivors Mobile,
Okay.
and that was actually pretty decent. I've been stuck on that last couple days. I just found it earlier today. I was looking for something else, and I found that. Think that might have touched for honor for a second, but yeah. Oh wait, no, I was playing Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my buddy came over and we were playing that, and I was touch Max Payne 3. I was playing some arcade on that Max Payne 3.
Nice.
Okay, now that's it. I forgot
Okay.
about last weekend when the company came over. I was like, I was doing other stuff.
Understood. All right, Jazzy Motor, what you been playing?
Destiny 2, but not as much this week. I've played a little bit more Cyberpunk, and Palworld. I'm trying to think, is there anything else before I said Palworld? But nope, Palworld. I'm playing that, and
Okay.
I like it.
You don't like it or
I
you like
do.
it?
I like it.
Okay.
I like it. But we can get to that later. Addictive.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Hey, I wouldn't say addictive, but I can. I was playing it right before the podcast, so yeah.
So you
I
say
like
you
it.
say you can get down with it.
Yes, definitely.
All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna download it
Yep, do it.
since you like it.
Okay, is that it?
Other than yeah, because my phone was being mean and wouldn't allow me to download Vampire Survivor, so I ain't gonna count that. But I looked at it, so
You looked at
yeah, that's it.
Okay, let's see. I played Remnant 2. I've been playing a lot of that this week. And it's good when you get with a team. So I played Remnant 2. Played yesterday and I got the issue I'm having with the game is if you get in the game with a good team, that game freezes a lot.
Mm.
It freezes because yesterday I was with a team and we were rolling. And it's only three people, but we were rolling. We were killing bosses. I think we killed defeated at least three bosses, headed for another one. I ran in the corner after defeating the boss and I couldn't even move anymore. Just sat
That's
there and they
crazy.
came over to me. My teammates came over to me trying to move me, shoot me, get something to happen. I couldn't do anything. Nothing was happening. I'm like, crap. And it wasn't a team that I teamed up
Shoot,
with. It was
smack you and
random
beat
people. No, it was random people. So I just quit. I was upset. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
you.
So then I played this game called just downloaded it for the heck of it, Go Mecha, because it was in Game Pass. Played a little bit of Goat Simulator. Like Jazz, I played Palworld, but we'll discuss that later.
Nah, I
I
knew you
ain't
played
I
Palworld.
Yeah.
ain't see you on there.
Nah, I played was it last week?
Oh yeah, that was
Whenever it
before
came out, I
me.
played it the day after. Yeah, I didn't play it this week. Jumped in a little Call of Duty. And
Did you enslave some people?
who Palworld?
Yeah.
You almost had me say two things, but one thing you know me, so you know. Let me go ahead and do it. Don't say something so stupid to me. That's you, you, and we're gonna discuss that later, okay? So you want to ask me? You got jokes, okay? You got jokes. Um, that's all I played this week. So let's get to the topics. But I think Power World's going to be an interesting conversation amongst us because I think Jazz played it, I played it. OG is in the midst of playing it, and I don't think you played it, Surge. I don't
No.
think Surge will like it, but maybe you will. Okay,
Serge may like it. Serge be liking a lot
okay.
of
I
games
think
that
yeah, I think he will, but
you don't
only
know.
he can say.
You know, Surge very finicky, so I'm saying he ain't gonna like it.
He don't know me
But
very well, do he?
and I know you when you finicky. So did I lie?
Particular. I am
call,
particular.
call it
It's
particular.
not
Ah,
finicky.
okay.
It's
Okay, I'll
particular.
change it. I'll change it. He's very particular. How about that? I'll give you that. So there's no problem with me saying particular. Okay, let's get to one of our first topics. You all know the PS5 is selling like hotcakes, and it always comes in selling well. It's sold, what is it, near 50 million worldwide. So that being said, why the devil does the PlayStation keep doing remakes? So it's rumored that it's going to be Until Dawn is headed to the PS5 and the PC. You had Last of Us 2 remake came, right? And a host of other games have already been remade or remade specifically for the PS5, but they had updates for said games or a patch to make it run well on the PS5. I think the first God of War, they had a patch for it. And then one other one they had to patch for it. So you got to pay extra to make it run on the PS5. So is Sony being lazy or they don't want to spend the money in all these development costs because they've learned a lesson with the Spider-Man game costing 300 plus $1 million. So do you feel as though a lot of these developers are trying to, I think we discussed this before, trying to play it safe by just throwing a bunch of remakes out there because they know if fans like them, you may spend 10 to 15 to 20, 30 million on a game that you've already developed to remake it, put it out there and it becomes a hit, or remake it for a specific console and it sells well and you make your money back much easily and you get a better return on your investment. And I'm gonna start with OG. What do you think? So is that title is gonna stick with Sony PS5 about remaking, or you're saying give them another year, 2025, when they'll have true games coming out? Now they do have games coming out, but none of them are their first party games. So it seems like they're playing it safe with putting a bunch of remakes out there. So go ahead.
Um, I really think COVID hurted them a lot. That they had games in development on the
Hold up,
for the
stop,
PS5.
stop, 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 stop. So you're saying that COVID hurt them, but they were top heavy in the beginning when the PS5 first released, were they not?
What were they really top heavy? With
Well,
what?
um, they released a couple of games in the PS5 because remember everybody led into Microsoft about not having that many games in 2022 because Microsoft was saying it's COVID, right? Sony did release games with the PS5 launch. They didn't they release Horizon Zero
What
Dawn?
what what first party game come out?
Did you not just hear what I
They
said,
had
young man?
one. Yeah,
Didn't I
they
just
had
say
one.
okay?
One. They had one, right?
And they had a couple other games.
Uh, Returnal.
There you
Returnal is
go.
third
Returnal.
party. Is that
No, that was one they that's one
is
of
it
their
by them?
studios. Yeah, that was a they bought them afterwards, but that was considered a
Yeah.
second party that they paid money.
Okay, and let's see what Spider-Man 2.
No, that just came. Oh yeah, Spider-Man 2. Okay, we'll give it that.
Uh, that's about it.
No,
They
no, no,
really what else?
no, 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 no.
I can't. Sure, I can't think of nothing else they had that came out.
What did you
Uh,
name that came out? You talking about exclusives? PS
Ratchet,
PlayStation?
Ratchet and
yeah,
Clank,
first party.
Ratchet and Clank.
Okay, that's from Insomniac, the same people that made Spider-Man 2. So
Gran Turismo,
Insomniac pushed out two
Gran
games.
Gran Turismo. You said that they didn't have any games on release, and those are the games they released. So then you went back and said you think they're being impacted by COVID. So that's why they're putting all these remakes out. The question
Yeah,
is,
Naughty Dog haven't made an appearance yet, have they? No.
they've been putting out remakes.
Sucker Punch haven't made an appearance yet. No.
What about Ghost of
So
Tsushima? That was PS4, right?
that was PS4.
But it's sent out, but they put an update out for the PS5.
Yeah, with some DLC. So I
Mm.
mean, of course they not gonna hit like Xbox, not at all. You know,
But wait a minute,
they
but
gonna
see, it's me. I find that what you said is not is kind of like not disingenuous because they were in the beginning releasing a lot of games. Then everyone's saying, well, Microsoft didn't have as many games. Microsoft came out and told you it was because of COVID. Now you're going to say 2 or 3 years later after COVID, you're going to say, oh, it's because of COVID. I kind of say, yeah. Then if that is the case, how are they able to do remakes? Developers are developers, right? You're saying it's because it's
yeah,
quicker,
but
and they're going with
they making it's a remake. They not
it's,
stripping the game down to bare bones.
but it's my
Making
point
a
as a
remake.
You
programmer.
mean a remaster?
Remaster, yeah, remaster. Let's go with the word remaster because
Yeah,
all they're doing is updating.
yeah, that's all
But
they doing.
did you understand my question? I
I
said,
mean, I
you,
think something deeper going on besides just you know, something going on.
so you don't think it's a cash grab, and they're being cautious to throwing all these to 1 to 200, $300 million at a game.
That's what I think.
I think with Jim Ryan with Jim Ryan's philosophy and whatever the other guys, in Tokyo, maybe it was a clash.
That's not what the question was.
Jim Ryan was like, "Hey, we need to make more money, right?"
And so that's my point. Was it with them to say the question is, and you kind of just went and answered it. The question
I,
was,
I don't think it's just plain point. Like, I think it's a bunch of things going on
so
there.
you saying that it was other factors?
Yeah,
Okay,
I believe there's other factors going into that.
to make them just say, okay, we can do a cash grab, and we're gonna do all remakes.
Cause I mean, we have yet to see a Naughty Dog game.
Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. No, that didn't release. Didn't Spider-Man Miles Morales release with the PS5?
Uh,
Originally, it was a bundle, I believe.
But yeah, it did release with the PS5 because but OG said games didn't release with the PS5, and I'm like, yes, it did.
Yeah, it was the Miles pack.
Well,
I think they had the Spider-Man and the Miles pack for PS5.
But my point, the Miles Morales didn't release till the PS5 came out. It was a launch
Exactly.
title
Yeah,
with the
that was a
PS5.
launch title. That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. So OG, you believe that it's more or less all these different factors of. So I'm gonna answer your question for you. So this is what you're really saying, that it's a multitude of reasons. One being that Jim Ryan was spending money everywhere and spent the budget up. He bought. He went out and bought Bungie for $3 billion, spending 300 million on Spider-Man, and so
right,
they kind of spent all their money up and said, "Well, we know we don't want to overtax ourselves again because the documents leak showed you where they were going." So, like
exactly,
the easiest thing to do, you're saying, was for them to just say, "Hey, quick money is in remakes."
right.
So, wouldn't that just prove the point that they're becoming a home of remakes?
Probably, I think they just trying to navigate the shores until
Oh,
things get
Sidestep,
better.
sidestep, sidestep.
okay,
That was a sidestep.
yeah. What about you, sir? What do you think?
That's in general that I find it oddly amusing that PlayStation doesn't have games and everyone is silent in the gaming culture about. I mean, certain people are silent rather that were vocal about other companies not
Yeah.
having games, and they not being as demanding.
hmm
Because this no company should be able to get away with not having properties.
First party games.
Yeah, that's just not how gaming does. And you guys were the ones that set that precedent. So to say that it
Well,
doesn't matter, PlayStation set that precedent when they took out
mm,
Nintendo. It was like we have to have clean exclusives to take out their exclusives. They set the they set the pace of the
it
race.
didn't. But if I'm not mistaken, didn't PlayStation say they didn't believe in generations?
I don't see how not.
No, no, no. But that's what. But that's what. But I'm just saying that's what Jim Ryan said. Am I correct, OG?
Yeah, he said that.
Okay.
But I don't see how why not.
I know because
But whatever.
yeah.
He might not believe in generations as in his personal beliefs, but I don't know if that's a company motto.
Hmm. You only can
I told
spend what you got.
Ryan, they trying to do an about face with this Jim Ryan thing. He made a mess.
He spent money he didn't have. Okay. What
Mm-hmm.
about you,
Betting
Jazz?
on bets.
Yes.
I definitely think it's playing it safe because I've been saying that's been my speculation for a while. Like, oh, they like this game. Let's release it again. Oh, let's make it a little crispier. Let's release it again. Like, play something else. Like, that's part of the reason why I haven't been big on PlayStation recently. I don't want to say recently. Like, it's been a while. It's just not enough
I'm sitting here
variety
going,
for me.
yeah. I'm sitting here in year 4 and don't have a PS5 or my PlayStation console. This is the first time ever.
I'm sitting here and with my PlayStation 5 sitting down in my family room. Hadn't turned it on in a week or two. So,
That's the first time they released something for God of War that I ain't even be like, oh, I gotta play that.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm still sitting on the God of War because it's like I want a PS5, but I don't see enough reasons to purchase it.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I would have been bought one. But,
If y'all had a freaking affordable virtual bundle, but nah, y'all had to make it all expensive.
Okay.
Can you imagine if they made that like a budget buy VR? Since
Okay.
it's gonna only be used with that system, I mean, but
And you haven't seen any new games come out for it, have you?
nope.
Okay. Okay. So my
Well,
thought is,
they've been saying that they're working on them, so that's
okay.
something.
Okay. So I think it's a point. I'm not going to say they're becoming a remake station, but I do think to an extent that they spent a lot of their budget and they saw the ROI on games like Spider-Man, and it's going to make more sense later. Spider-Man, you spent 300 million on, you owe Disney all this money as well, and then you spend all this money on these other games, and they're not pulling their weight as
Mm-hmm.
far as getting the sales that you think you should make. So the easiest thing to do at some point is go in and do a remake because, well, I can sell it and they'll buy it again. The problem I have with that, if you're doing a remake and it's already a game that a lot of people have, then you should only, it shouldn't be
Be full price. It should be
full price. Right.
Mm,
brand new, out the box, never been seen before price.
like, I'm no fool.
And if you already own the game and it's a digital copy, then if they do a remake, I don't even see them saying to charge $10. It should just be if you own it already and it's digital, you automatically should be able to get that game.
You sound like you talking about Microsoft. Don't be doing that now, man. Be careful.
No, I'm serious. That's what they should do. I
Yeah.
don't see how if you own the game digitally. I'm not talking about a disc
You
because I
talking
can
about
say
like you talking about Microsoft here.
no. I'm talking about what? No, no,
You
yeah,
talking
but
about
I'm
good business, I know, but I'm
right.
saying those
Yeah,
ain't the
yeah,
people that's doing it because not even
right.
Nintendo does
No, but I know it
that.
just
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I'm like, PlayStation, they tried, attempted to do that, but they failed and just said it's not gonna work. They don't feel like it's to make sense to make your stuff to be backwards compatible for whatever reason.
But if you right, but I'm just saying if they did a remake of said game, like for instance,
Yeah, it should be
I have
upgraded or something.
I have The Last of Us 2, but I have it for the old version or whatever. They just released The Last of Us 2 again, right or wrong.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
$50.
Okay, I have it. So I should be able to just put the game in and see it's digital, sees that I have it, we'll give you the new version.
Yep.
Why would it's not the point that I think they're saying you have to pay $10 for it. It's the principle of why I should have to pay for something that you really didn't do that much to.
Yeah,
hey,
you might have
I'm
just
looking at
upscaled it to put a little bit of razzle dazzle.
You're just looking at the same thing, just from a different angle, and it looks pretty, but it's the same experience overall.
And like I
Like,
said, to me, that's you thinking. your loyal
Mm-hmm.
consumers that's saying, "Hey, you stuck with us, this, that, and the other."
I like to pay for experiences. Like if I'm paying for the same thing, like that's old for me. I can't.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes, but I don't like it. I just think they're trying to play it safe because they're like, "Hey, we already spent billions of dollars, billions,
And
and a lot of
have
it's not
made
working."
nothing.
They're right. You have nothing in return to show in return, as they say. So we'll see. We will see. All right. So let's talk about this game that is driving the world crazy. Everybody's going cray cray. I'm gonna start with OG. Palworld. You can play it on the PC. You can play it on the Xbox. You can play it PC via Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Buy it in the Microsoft Store. You can play it on Steam. You can play it in the other gaming stores as well. Small development company. Game cost $6 million to make. So one, two, $3 million, 3 million copies one night. You wake up, it sold another million. Third sent me an article one day saying it was at 3 million. It already sold 7 million.
Yep.
So the
And the
game,
next day was up. I'm
it,
like, yo,
so
that's
the game
crazy.
is, so the game is taking people by storm. And Power World is I'm not gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it just for what everybody else is calling it. Pokemon with guns. I don't play Pokemon. I never had an interest in
AKA a
Pokemon.
survival
Yeah,
craft and
right.
capturing
It
game.
has
So
arc elements.
right, it has so many different elements to
Mm.
it. That being said, and I'm gonna start with you, Jazz, because you played it. Then I'm gonna go to Surge and then OG. What did you think of the game? Do you well, first, what did you think of the game? Right, and do you think it's an exact copy of Pokemon? Pokemon, and do you think it has longevity?
I say it definitely has longevity. Um, base. I'll be lying if I said it wasn't a copy of Pokemon. I mean, it is what it is. A lot of the characters look the same, and I'm just like, oh hey,
But
look,
a
that's an
lot of people
Eevee.
said that, but how is it? I saw somebody show a sheep in Pokemon and a sheep with in Power
I
World.
know.
And yeah, two sheep, both are white, black face.
Yeah,
That's a sheep. So how is it copyright
And
infringement?
I
how
don't
can you
think it
say that if
is.
it's
It's
based off a
just
real animal? Like
Yeah,
you copyright animals now?
that's
Like,
what I'm saying. Like it's very similar. Like even to the fact that they're called
okay.
pal spheres
but
instead
you
of
can make a lot of games similar. I
yeah,
There's
you
a
mean,
can.
game right now out that's
I'm
similar
not
to
mad
it.
at it at all. I'm enjoying it.
We could
But
say the same thing about Noni Kuni.
Nino Cooney, yeah.
hmm
We could say the
Oh,
exact
what?
same thing about
No
that.
limit.
But
Because it's the same thing, but only with magic people instead of like you going around capturing animals and using them to for different devices and stuff. Like you do that in Noni Kuni. That game is way older than Palworld, and they look like Pokemon because that's how I described it too. But it's different.
but yeah, I think it's cute. A lot of inspiration I will say is taken from it. Is it a carbon copy? No. I like the building elements. It reminds me of another game, Ark and Conan Exiles, that I like to play a lot. Like even the crafting style, the wheel, the dismantling, a lot of it is very similar. Um, like one thing I do like, and this I'm sure it'll change or has the possibility to change. Like for instance, fires and torches, you don't have to feed them coal or anything to keep them going. So that I do like. Uh, but it's in my
but
mind.
you have to eat. I didn't like. Oh, go ahead.
No,
You
oh
have to
no, I
eat.
like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I
Yeah.
think having to
Yeah.
eat is the least of my concerns. I don't have to drink. Oh, I'm hot. Take off a layer of clothing. I'm cold. Let me put this like it's based on all the other survival games I played. This one, it's like it's right on the T
Is it?
without being
Isn't?
overbearing.
Here, let me ask a question.
Mm.
Isn't that like Sims though? I never played Sims but a hot second. But don't you have
Nah,
to feed your? No, but when I'm pointing at Sims, don't you have to take care of your character in Sims? Don't you have to feed them?
Yeah,
Or
but
they don't
that's
have
the
to eat.
But
thing.
in
Yeah, they
DayZ, you
feed
have to do
Yeah,
that
they
in
feed
yeah,
themselves,
7 days to die
in
and
this
stuff
yeah.
one
like
I'm feeding myself.
that.
But
So
I know it's not like Sims exactly, but my point
yeah.
is you got to go through these tedious process to keep your character
And it's
where they
not
need
even
to
really,
be.
it hasn't been tedious yet. Like, if I'm hungry,
Okay.
I just go to the menu, select what food is in my inventory, hit Y, start to eat. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't had a problem yet, other than a few menu buttons missing, but they fixed that in a few updates. But
Okay.
it's what I would want
So,
Pokemon to be.
so you that's what everybody keeps saying. Do you think it have longevity?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
And that's for me playing it 2 days.
Um,
I streamed it on Tuesday and Wednesday.
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go with OG. What did you think? OG. What did you think of the game overall, even though you haven't played it? Is it a Pokemon ripoff? And does it have longevity in your opinion?
Is it a Pokemon ripoff? No, I don't think it's a ripoff, but do think it has a Pokemon appeal to it with the guns and the crafting and all that stuff.
Pokemon don't have guns.
For real, he went straight to the one thing Pokemon ain't.
Yeah.
I didn't even unlock guns in the game yet. So it's down the line.
It's a what I'm trying to say is the guns that's attracted people to it
Yeah.
with the Pokemon look to it. Kind of make it seem like the Pokemon characters are devious. So I think people getting a kick out of that.
I
And
would think more so it's the open world, the thing that Pokemon promised for the last 3 games that they finally put into a game. They finally getting what they've been asking for. It's just the fact that they got a little bit of extra.
Oh, let me step back 1 second and go to Jazz since some smart mouth person asked me this. Did you make slaves yet?
No, I did not.
Okay, okay. Good
But
now it's all about
I have workers that eat and run freely. Like, they have beds in the house. My pals. Like, I don't have actual, humanoid players that work for me. No.
Okay.
oh, you got house pets, huh?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It's a word for them, but I ain't gonna say it.
Let's go back to you. Stop. Let's go to you, OG. You finished?
Oh, you asked no, you asked me one more. Well, something else.
I
What you
said,
say?
what did you think of the game? Is it Pokemon like? Or is it a Pokemon ripoff? And does it have longevity?
Yes, it has longevity. People gonna wear it out. I swear.
Okay. Let's go to Mr. Surge. What do you think? What do you think of the game?
From what I see, it has a lot of popularity with for the simple fact that it's mainly what people been asking for Pokemon in this last few games, like I was saying earlier.
Okay.
People been wanting the open world, and then they just been teasing with open world areas and not being able to pull off a full form reinvention of the game. And I think that's the real draw. It's like, yeah, it got guns and all that, but the draw is like Pokemon is something that people love and of all ages, and
hmm
to have something that's like changing the way you play that game would be enticing. Just like how I play Destiny instead of Halo, because I feel a lot of similarities to it, but to me it's an evolution on that game, similar to that. But I still love Halo for what Halo is.
Okay. Anything else?
Longevity, it depends on the updates, man. Because like what those survival games, they they can be very taxing at a certain point when you get to the edge of your creativity. They gonna need something to push the adventure because I haven't played it yet, but hopefully they have like things that push you into the world and have some large worlds because I don't know how big these worlds are or how massive or how intricate they are with cave systems and all of that, and I haven't really been looking at it because I know I'm gonna play it, but hopefully it has a lot of the survival things that I've been hearing about it. similar to Ark is a good sign. So we'll see when I finally get my hands on it, but I'm hopeful.
And they're listening to the community too. Like one of my buddies, he said he really follows a lot of the message boards and blogs and stuff they're in. They listen to the
Oh,
community.
they're very responsive. They're very
Yeah.
responsive.
So that I like. Like I know it's just the beginning, but y'all, I'm happy so far.
Okay. So let me give my couple of thoughts. What do I think of the game? Mm, it's interesting. I am not the person who like or has played Pokemon. I never felt interested in Pokemon. That's just not me. I gave it a try. Interesting. I don't like games where I have to build anything. It gives me a lot of, like you said, that arc game. To me, it gives me Fallout 4 because even in Fallout 4, you
Mm-hmm.
got to build this. I don't feel like building that. It's
You
too
gotta
much work.
repair.
Yeah, I don't want to repair nothing. I don't want to do anything. I'm in the game for an adventure. If the adventure calls for me to build something, then I need a Lego set.
I
But at
agree.
this, but I'll get back in it again this weekend. I did the first little quest. I got my little uh, pal and beat a couple of them up. Went harvesting, found a bunch of twigs, rocks. Had to build a fire. Was freezing. Had to eat. Did all that stuff. That I'm not trying to build a community. I don't care about a community or how people work for me. That's too much like real life. When I play a video game, I don't want to do anything real life. I don't feel like building any type of game where I have to build takes me away. Because even in Fallout, which I love, Fallout building is an option. I don't have to do any of that to progress. I see people in Fallout, especially Fallout 76. I saw people building homes or all this other crap. I'm like, those people got skills, just not me. Never liked it. All props to you because you can see people just build these big houses and chilling and having fun. I'm like, that's even in the same in Starfield.
Starfield, yeah.
People build you bidding all like you do all that you want. I am not doing all that. Everybody should stick. I
You
said
know, most
me.
people is
I said
very
me. I
I
said me.
agree.
I
I
said me.
agree. But I will say it's not
It
as
is
complicated as most games make the building system.
right, and
That's
that's
what I
that's what
like.
get. I'll give it a try as far as that because to me, like um, Fallout was really it was too much work for Fallout for me. I'm like, I don't want to do that. If you just get a couple of twigs and it say, okay, you got enough to build a house, it'll build it. Perfect. Do that. If you need to do this, give me a menu that says you have enough twigs, rocks to do all this. Like Fallout. Oh, you missing this battery. You don't. You have to connect this electrical wire to this other pole. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. I don't want to do that. And I think that's why I like Starfield, but the building, it should be totally optional or it should be an easier way to do it. That's just me. Now, does it have longevity? I'm going to where Serge went to it a little bit, where he said if the developers can attack all the issues. And let me say it this way, with great things comes great expectations. So they have 7 million people that's playing that game. And if 7 million people see that they're not addressing the issues that that game has, even if it's in preview stage, they will walk away because the game is not going to be fun anymore. If they don't get the PvP and all that other stuff working soon, it may drive people away. Is it a one hit wonder? Meaning it's just here for the day and it's going to die? I don't know. But it's impressive, extremely impressive that a small company spent $6 million where I'm going after double. $6 million and made over just on Steam alone $150 million in 7 days. That's an incredible return on your investment. You spend 6 million and make 160 million.
well.
Well,
It sounds like
let me
Microsoft
go
saw
back. Let me go back to Sony. So, do you think people at Sony saying, "Wait a minute, this company spent $6 million. and they made $150 million. We spent $300 million, and we may have made 600, but that's only uh, doubling our profit. But we spent more time, more development, more mouths to feed, more this, that, and the other. Where we only spent 6 million, I'll tell you any day, if somebody can send 6 million and make 100 million, they'll take that every day.
Yeah.
And so it's going to me where the game is so successful that it's going to hurt, in my opinion, um, a lot of development, because others are going to say and look at it, they did that with less. So how come you can't do more with less?
Well,
There's no
Sony
way.
already did that with Miles because they used less to make Miles. They
Right,
just
they use
used what
less.
they had from Spider-Man 1
Right.
and made a game from it and made way more money than they spent on it. So Sony already did that with their own game. So that's another reason why they're looking at it like we've done it before. So why can't we do it again?
Well, yeah, but it's going to hurt. My point, yeah, like you said, it's going to hurt a lot of other companies because they're like, these AAA games, are they sustainable? When one company, little bitty company, can spend $6 million and make so much money.
Yeah. The only way they sustainable is the one model to make a foundation that you can later take from and make other games from for a lower profit. That is the only way that it has been successful so thus far.
And then all the and then all the this is the other, yeah, this is the other topic we're going to hit with this, because everybody was saying earlier in the week, oh, Microsoft should buy 'em, Microsoft should buy 'em, Microsoft should buy 'em. And Microsoft's been dealing with them since 2015 and 17. I'm indifferent if they should buy them. And I always tell people, you can only be bought if you want to be bought, acquired or bought if you want to be acquired. If the company wants to be acquired by Microsoft, then they'll say, okay, let's make a deal. But yesterday's number is not today's number.
Mm-mm.
So if Microsoft could have got them like at 10 million now, they will say, nope, this game has longevity. We are worth 200 million.
Yeah, because now it's tried and proven. Today's it's been tested and proven instead of an idea and a concept.
But here's, with great success come great responsibility. So it
Hmm.
goes back to, they have 7 million people playing. They don't have the back end or the people that could help them keep that game afloat.
Yeah,
With the
they
with
need
the
a lot
right,
more.
they're gonna need a lot of people. So that's what I meant by with great responsibility. So
Yeah,
they're
they
in
need
a,
more resources because
they
success
don't
is
hey you,
calls for resources.
yes. So that is
I'm
my
pretty sure they've
longevity.
been hit up.
Excuse me, OG.
I said I'm pretty sure Microsoft had hit them up about some kind of
Well,
acquisition.
I think Microsoft has
Something.
contingencies saying that, hey, if you do so well, if you want to sell, we got first rights. Or they have made sure it stays in Game Pass and can't go anywhere else for a while. Because I guarantee you, Microsoft probably paid them. The game cost 6 million to make. I guarantee Microsoft gave them 2 or 3 million. And that's a lot. If the game cost six, they may have funded half of it. But if the game only cost six, that's a lot. But if you look at how much they brought in, it's crazy. Now,
Phenomenon.
now that we just discussed, and how the game is just blowing up on the scene. I think it probably will hit by the end of next week. It should be at 10 million. I think the growth is going to slow down. I think it hit its high point of doing 1 million a day almost, because it came out, what, yesterday? I mean, a week from
The
yesterday.
19th,
I mean,
the 19th.
19th. So a week from tomorrow. It'll be a week tomorrow. That's 7 days, and it made it got 1 million players every day almost.
Yeah, so we're at 8 million.
Oh, they had 8 million. I thought they had seven, because it came out a week from tomorrow.
Yeah,
It'll
it's
be
8
seven.
million.
Today it's the 7 day. Is that eight
Yeah, it
million?
went up
Yep.
another million.
It says 8 million PAL tamers on Steam. Just Steam.
Yeah, that's
Just
In
Steam. I
Steam.
6
forgot about that.
days.
That's
Yeah.
just Steam.
Just Steam, yep.
has one platform.
That's cray cray.
So we don't know how
It's
much
the
you
most
get.
massive platform in some cases, but mm-mm.
And guess what? Steam get 30% of that. Now wait a minute, they may not get 30% because for small developers, they said they 20% until they reach a certain stage, then it goes to 30%.
Well,
So
they
they
hit that
definitely,
stage.
yeah,
Oh
they hit
yeah.
that stage day
Is
one.
that like
They
how
hit
about that
that stage day one.
renegotiation?
Look,
Yeah.
whoosh, whoosh.
Up that compensation now, man. Yeah.
Yeah, they hit
They
that all.
all good.
They all about that.
Oh, and I think it's being bundled in South Korea with the
Yeah, it's being bundled. It's being bundled in South Korea with the
yeah,
Xbox Series S.
with the S.
Oh,
Oh man,
it's the Xbox
they
Series
making
S.
a killing.
And what do you guys think about all this hoopla? Do you think the Pokemon company, whatever the name of the company is, the owner of
Game Freak.
Pokemon, Game Freak, do you think they're going to sue?
I think
They're
they're
gonna look
trying
into
to.
it,
Yeah.
and if they have enough calls, I'm pretty sure they're gonna do it.
I think they
Okay,
will.
I want to understand how you sue somebody off. You
I'm
can't sue
not
somebody
saying.
because you.
Yeah, I'm not saying I agree, but will they? More than likely.
I mean, that don't you could sue somebody. That don't mean you're gonna win the case. You
Right,
can
right,
Exactly.
have
right,
people
yeah,
go to court. You could
yeah.
present it. That don't
Exactly.
mean it's gonna
You
move
can you
far.
can shoot
But
for it.
You might miss, but
a lot of
yeah.
people sue for stupid things.
Yeah,
Yo, I'm
Just
gonna
because
shoot
it
for
don't
my
make sense,
teammate.
don't make mean it's not possible.
Shoot. What they got to lose?
Right.
All money that they can't afford. Because nobody can afford to lose money in a long drawn out law lawsuit.
Shoot.
good luck
Leave
in
you in.
China because China don't respect a lot of intellectual property.
At
So
all.
okay. Oh, one quick topic we forgot about. I just sent it to you guys, so let's talk about that. So you guys think? Let's before we go to you guys think that they're going to sue Jazz.
I think there's a possibility, and I keep seeing articles where it says they're preparing to sue, but then again, where is this information coming from? But with all this talk, and I don't see. Let's just see. I think they
It
might.
says the article says investigate.
Investigating. Yeah.
I
I
can
guess
investigate.
gaining
Yeah,
information.
yeah.
Let me
Seeing if
see.
they even have the
Where did you
comparing
send it?
photos.
Oh
Okay,
wait,
we'll
there we
see how
go.
that goes.
And have you seen the Reddit on Palworld? These guys they are brutally honest. Like you guys were saying, they're very in tune with their audience.
Well, people who love Pokemon are evil with this. They're like, oh, they stole that from us.
And I love Pokemon, and I like this game so far. Like, if you like it, play it. Calm down.
I didn't know Pokemon was a turn-based type of RPG.
hmm
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
And
That's
I
why you
don't
never
like
played it.
turn based. That's like
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
few turn based games I enjoy. One of few.
Oh, okay. The other quick topic I wanted to discuss with you guys was the fact that Apple is opening its store finally to game streaming services like Game Pass, cloud gaming streaming service. What do you think about that? OG.
I think it's a good thing for Apple. I think it's a good thing
No,
for Apple.
Apple was forced. Don't get it twisted.
They were
Apple was
forced.
for yes. Don't get that twisted. They did it because don't get it twisted because DMC Act and EU, and I guess they just said we're going to do it around the world because they had to open it up. That's why Microsoft's going to open up their own game store in Apple and Google,
Well,
and only in Europe
they
though.
were
But
forced. I
mm,
still think it's a plus for them.
they might not see it, but
Yeah, they may not see it, but shoot, that I believe it's a good thing.
oh, it's a great thing for people who game and want to be able to do pure. cloud streaming on their iPhone. Like if I'm at the gym, got a hot second, which I won't do, or if I'm like out and about and can't pull my Legion Go out and play with it, I can just have my iPad with me and play with it as well and do complete cloud streaming. That would be nice. But just
Mm-hmm.
doing it in a browser sucks. So now you get the pure app to do it, which hopefully they use some of the technology since Microsoft now owns Activision Blizzard. They'll be able to use some of their back end tools.
Apple just been so proprietary for so long.
Yeah, Apple don't
Jeez.
want nobody. Apple don't want nobody in the store. They want all the money for themselves. If you look at Apple's one of their fastest growing markets, it is their services division, which
Yeah,
includes the game and all that. So the stores, I mean.
yeah. So I think it's a good thing.
All right. What about you, Serge?
It's a good thing to have access to more mediums, mainly like OG was saying that they haven't been proprietary too long. They've lived in a little bubble. Let some people come in there a little bit. Dude, especially now that they have to change a lot of their practices because along with the chords, like the proprietary chords, we have to only can get it through there, but making them change what they use for their power types and all that stuff. I think it's good. It feeds competition, in my opinion.
Okay, Jazz.
Yep. Echoing everyone else, I really do think it's good for them. I think it's funny they didn't want it, but it's like one of those things. You'll thank me when you're older. Like, I think it's awesome. I don't use Apple, but Apple and Sony have always, in my mind, reminded me of themselves. Like, if that makes sense, they remind me of each other.
Hmm.
So,
I may finally buy an iPad.
Oh,
We'll
that's
see how
good.
that. We'll see how that goes.
Well, let's see. Well, I'm happy that it's finally opened up because I look at the OS of Google, of Android, which is Google, and the OS of iOS, no different than Windows. And Windows was made to say, okay, Microsoft could not, Microsoft had to have competing browsers, which led to where Google is today. They couldn't have the dominant search engine, everything they do, this, that, and the other. I don't see how the iOS is any different. The modern in the time, everyone was a PC. People didn't have mobile phones. Now the mobile phones are the things, and you have over 3 to 4 billion mobile phones. Mobile phones, and that's why mobile gaming is on the rise. How is that any different? Because they have processors that are just as powerful as computers at times, just in some aspect, not gaming, anything like that, but it can do a lot of the things that PCs can do. Why are their OSs blocked off and proprietary as far as what you can put on and Apple controls it? The government needs to break it down, break it up like they did everybody else. That's all I'm saying. So I'm happy that the store is opening up. I'm happy that probably in April, March or April, we'll get a dedicated streaming app. And Google's going to do it too. They're going to have to. So I think Google does it to some extent, but I'm
Yeah, I
just
think.
happy.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think Google does do it.
Yeah, I think they do. So we'll see about that. So I'm happy that that has happened. So anyway, let's get to our big topic of discussion. Okay, let me give you some backdrop. Earlier this year, from 2 or 3 years ago, was it? Oh boy, December, January 15th, 16th, or 19th, 2021, when Microsoft announced that they were going to buy Activision Blizzard for 67 billion dollars or 69. Everyone went crazy. Oh, it's a great thing. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. I still think it's a great thing. I know it's a great thing. But It's $69 billion for $1 billion company, $1 trillion company buying $1 billion company. So earlier this morning, because I was ready to tell, and I've been telling people all this all along, that when mergers happen, you're always going to have layoffs. That being said, Microsoft announced today that they're laying off 1,900 people as a result of them merging with Activision Blizzard. Um, when you guys heard that, what did you think? Big bad Microsoft laying 1,900 people off. They got over 100,000 or almost 100 plus thousand people working. With the merger with Activision Blizzard, they have 22,000 plus people just in gaming alone. So, OG, when you heard of that, what did you think?
Uh, I knew it was coming because a lot of those jobs, I think they were redundant. I seen
Redundancies,
some,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
redundancy. Um, a lot of them I seen was in customer service too. So Microsoft has a big customer service thing already. So that sounds like they're gonna take that part from Blizzard and make that part of their customer service. That's what it sound right, right?
That's yes, they are. Some reports said they're moving a lot of that customer service overseas, and they got rid of Activision's people, and they're going overseas.
Yeah, and the is it Blizzard.net?
Oh,
Blizzard.net is under Google.
oh, you knew they were going to merge that. You knew that's coming off of Google.
That,
We already knew that. So, I mean, that's not even
that's another one.
that. But they're going to take all that and move it on to Azure. Who wouldn't if you owned it? Why would you pay somebody to host something that you already do?
Exactly. So we seen this coming. I don't. It just happens, right? I feel sorry for the people getting laid off, but yeah, I seen it coming. And still, what 22,000 out of 1,900? Hmm, bound to
8% of the
happen.
workforce. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's my thought on it. Just a lot of redundancy.
Okay. What about you, Jazz?
Yeah, kind of expected. Unfortunately, with all mergers and all the shifting, there's not always going to be places for everyone, and unfortunately, it's just one of those things that comes with it. Um, so yeah, it stinks, but that's how it tends to happen. Those are my 2 cents.
Urge.
Yeah, they're cutting the fat. They are cutting the fat. That is all. There's always
Yeah,
these layoffs when companies merge, see what they need and did shoot. They just had this whole conversation with Elon Musk, even though he was it's a bad example because he did have to hire someone back. But still, it's the process. It's the growth of a company when they merge with another or a lack. Yeah, just the growth. Shedding skin, trimming nails, doing the maintenance. It's unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure those people that got laid off can land on their feet. They're not weak in their craft. Hope I'm putting that good vibe out there.
Okay. Well, I'm putting my little 2 cents in. When it happened, when the merger happened, like I said, you got one company that's worth a trillion, was at the time 2 point something trillion, 2.5, 2 point something trillion. The other company, 67 billion, but they were down to probably 59 billion when it happened because Microsoft offered them almost $100 a share. So everybody calls companies evil. We can call them that. because they only think for their shareholders, and that's who they're rightfully so. But we live in a world that is purely 1001% hypocritical because we support the narrative that best supports our agenda. And the agenda is we support people that we don't have a problem with. Now, in the gaming industry, oh, we see all these people get laid off and we're upset. People get laid off every day, all around the world. But it's when something we like, we want to talk about it. There have been people laid off, like Microsoft laid off 1,900 people. Riot Games laid off 500. Microsoft Game Riot laid off a considerably more percentage of their staff than Microsoft laid off of their gaming staff. You get where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody was talking about everything was a
I was a
blur.
victim of that.
There's not
Shoot, I
okay.
don't think we
There's a
all
saying.
were.
There's a saying going, and I don't want to put it this, but every person that looks like you can actually name a person or know someone that has been laid off, and you guys know what I mean by that.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
But a
sir.
lot of people can't say that. But we know that. I know people 110% every
It's
time.
harder to find somebody that I don't know that hasn't been laid
That's
off.
my
For
point.
real.
That's my point. No one wants, I don't want anybody to ever lose their job or their, because you have, that's what it is. But my point is this: you can't be hypocritical and say you don't want anybody to lose their job, but at the same time, you call yourself a capitalist.
Yeah.
You
It's
you can't
unfortunate,
you
but you
yeah
can understand. It's
right. It's very unfortunate. I don't want it to happen, but it also came to the point where they didn't do this maliciously. They're saying that hey, I got two people doing the same job. I have to eliminate one of them.
I got
It's a
two less
hard.
shoes.
Yeah, right. I don't
And
need it.
one
I
worn
don't.
out.
So we have. That's like saying, okay, if you had a girlfriend and you and your girlfriend decide to move together, both of you guys want to move together. So you're going to get rid of one house, right? Or you're going to keep both of
Oh, you keep both of
them?
them.
Right,
Pay all the
yeah,
rent.
yeah,
Leave assets.
yeah.
End up
Or,
in no
or,
house.
or, or you're going to say, you know what? We're going to move together. I had a housekeeper. You have a housekeeper. Let's have both of them clean the house. Does that make sense to you? That you're going to get rid of one, and it's unfortunate. And I understand it's unfortunate, but that's how capitalism works. In gaming companies and people think, and I tell anybody, and I give people this
That's just how
analogy,
nature works.
and I give people this analogy, and it's a nasty analogy, but this is what I tell people. And listen to what I say when it comes to your career. And this is what I think about careers. And I want you guys to think about this in a philosophical type of way. Not in the way I'm saying it, but this is the best graphical way I can say
Hypothetical,
it.
philosophical, theological.
Okay, but here's the point. And Jazz, I apologize, but I'm
Okay.
talking about this from either one can be a male or female.
Oh.
But I'm telling you because of from a male's point of view,
Yep.
and I'm saying it because the word usually think people think it's
Disclaimer.
no,
Disclaimer.
right? No, no. But listen to what I'm
You just gave a disclaimer. You sure
saying.
did.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I had
Now I
to.
want to know. What's up?
Right. When it comes to your career, you prostitute yourself out to the highest bidder when it comes to the
I ain't
company.
no hooker.
You
Company,
do.
Yeah,
you
you are.
yes you are.
For
Yeah,
your
you are.
time, you are. You
Hook,
prostitute
You
for
are.
your
hooker.
time. What you
Well,
talking
I
about?
mean, my point I'm making is this: a company does not give a darn about you. They will spit you out like you don't matter. So do not show your allegiance to
Oh,
them.
go outside and
Whoever
clean
is
yourself
going
up.
to whoever is going to pay you the most money and is going to fit your narrative and what you need out of life, that's who you go with. Don't say, well, my friends work over here, so I want to stay over here.
No, where our
You are
goals
crazy
merge. Where our
because
goals
the
merge.
company is going to get rid of you when they don't need you. So anybody that has allegiance to the company, my point about the prostitution lies, what I meant by that is whoever gonna pay you the most money. That's all I meant.
Mm-hmm.
So if a company gonna pay you most money, go to them. And then when you see something better, go to them.
Yep.
Do not try to spin yourself and say, "Hey, I'm gonna try to retire here,"
Mm-mm.
because that is the wrong attitude to take.
Yes,
Because
it is.
the company will lay you off in a minute, and that's the only thing I
And
mean.
not
Hurt
that
your
not
People,
not a
feelings.
wink of sleep over.
and
You going
because
to bed eating
and,
a
and,
steak
and
like,
and then they'll come and say, "Oh, I heard some on YouTube. This girl copied it. It was on YouTube, and the girl copied her. People letting her go, and it's so phony." And when the girl was like, "Yes, I have somebody on the phone with me, and this is HR." Okay, I'm like, "Oh, so this is how they do it now. They got to have all these people on the phone to verify that it's happening, and they follow protocol." So I'm assuming, and I know these people at Microsoft are going through the same thing, but at least they're giving them something. And I'm saying they get health benefits for 6 months to a year. And if you get a year's severance,
yeah, a freaking healthy
yeah,
severance.
yeah,
They get a healthy
somebody,
severance
yeah,
working with that
if,
company. A
if
healthy one.
somebody gave you 6 months to a year severance, let's look at it this way. Let's say if somebody gave
She.
you 6 months to a year, so let's say if they gave you a year severance and you found a new career in 2 or 3 months, all that extra cash in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't forget a lot of these people have stock options that they bought into the company.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So
been
they
there
still
for all
own a
this
piece of
time.
the company at
Yeah,
that
they
point,
still
a little
own
bit.
it, and the company's doing quite well. So it is unfortunate, but I think a lot of the people in the gaming space went ridiculously. It's effed up. Yes, I'm not even gonna deny it because you guys know how I feel about people getting laid off.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's
it,
unspeakable,
you're right.
unfortunately.
But let's not act like this is new, and let your hypocrisy be seen. Because, like I said, all of us. And if you said you didn't, I call you a liar. Everybody on this podcast knows someone who's been laid off. And if you say you didn't, I say you're lying. So it's unfortunate, but it happens.
Yep.
And I can sympathize and I empathize, but we can't act like we don't see this in life. And I see all these game journalists. Well, this is $1 trillion company, and they still should be able to spend the money and keep it. Again, you owe only to your stockholders. Now,
Say $1 trillion company, they got to make some
well,
moves and
but
stuff.
let's look at it this way. Let's look at it this way. Well, they can afford to lose money. Can they? People don't understand that the stockholders are not, a lot of them are rich people, meaning, but guess who else are stockholders at all these institutional investments? Like I can say the Chicago Pension Fund, the New York City Police pension fund. All those are invested in these companies so they can pay their workers who retire their pension. So if people understood that, oh, would these people who invested in their pensions and want their money for the rest of their life, do you think they would be like, oh, well, keep them people working and pay me less money? What do you think they're going to choose?
They gonna say
They're
that
going
if they want the people getting fired, but if they
there
not,
you
they gonna have a different opinion.
there you go.
Depends on
Yeah.
what side of the fence you standing on.
That's why I said hypocrisy. That's my whole point. It depends on the narrative that you choose to so which you choose to the side you choose to be on.
And it's not even the side. That's chose by the company at that point. If you choose to have alliance in the company, like you said, you shouldn't. Because think about it, the only people who have alliance are the people who work for the company or have some kind
Hmm.
of stake in that company. So if you lose all your stake, you're gonna be a turncoat because now you had no stakes in that company. So is that a biased opinion or is that a fair opinion?
Yep. And one of the bigger people that got let go was Mike Ibarra, who Blizzard, who said he wanted to stay there afterwards. Then he said he was leaving. My gut feeling is that they offered him a demotion, or he thought he was going to be the boss. And I think Matt Booty came in and showed everybody, no, I'm running all these studios because my name is on it. That's a lot of responsibility. Stop laughing,
No,
Jazz.
I'm just
That
thinking
wasn't
about he
me.
gonna burn out. I'm like,
I
you gonna
was
burn
laughing
out.
in my
That's why I'm
head
like,
though.
you crazy. That was like you crazy laugh. You gonna burn out.
But because they said Matt Booty canceled the game that Odyssey was it called
Mm,
that game
that
that Survivor game. They
survival,
say
yeah.
yeah, but the Survivor game was supposedly, and I'm saying supposedly on a mobile engine, and it was really started off started development on Unreal Engine 5, and then they moved it to a mobile.
Yeah, they was having engine problems.
Hmm.
Yeah, at least that's what they say.
That's what they say. We don't know.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about? Where do you think Matt Booty gonna end up? You think he's gone,
Um,
or you think he gonna end up at Sony?
nah, he ain't coming up. He'll probably retire too.
Well, he worked at
Shit.
Microsoft for 20 years, and then he worked there for like two. I didn't know he went there in 2022. I do think he, I think his role was going to be diminished. I don't think he was going to have as much power.
Well, Rod Ferguson, he's still at Blizzard, right? He
Hmm.
still works
He's
on Diablo.
Yeah, he's the head developer at the bottom. I mean, he's the head director at Diablo. He ain't going. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah.
I think just like that other guy who left Bethesda. What's that guy name? Rob Hines who left.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them got along I don't think any of them think a lot of them thought they were going to be promoted more or have more control. But I think, like I said, Matt came in, and I think since Redfall didn't do as well, I do think the ripple effect is that they came in like, no, we can't have any more failures, spending billions, not billions, but tens of millions of dollars on game, and they don't produce what we expect. And that's the responsibility. That is what you should do. If something is a failure, you shouldn't put it out and embarrass the name of the company.
Well, I mean, well, now they blaming it on ZeniMax. At least that's what they're
No,
trying to say.
ZeniMax was their fault. I think they did let them run uh, too free. And I keep telling people, well, the developers can do whatever they want. Whenever somebody tell you let these developers do whatever they want, I always would say yes, within reason.
Yeah, you're gonna say that with
You
anything.
right, everything has to be within reason. If I see something that you're making and I don't think it's going to fly, you're going to have to go extra hard to prove to me it's going to work. I just can't let you put out trash and say, "Oops, I'm sorry." After that, we wasted $100 million. Although the game didn't cost 100 million, but
that's that's been going on in a lot lately, and they starting to put an end to that.
hence it goes back to what I said to OG, who he refused to understand that I'm like a lot of people going to are going to do remakes because it's easy to do, which scares the heck out of me.
Yeah, because that's a very fickle thing. That's the same problem I have with Indiana Jones, like going and using nostalgia to get sales is a very shaky business because
But I've seen additional gameplay of Indiana Jones,
hmm
and the game looks good. Two things, and then we can end this because it's two topics. Indiana Jones looks good. They showed some additional footage earlier in the week.
with the
And did you see
roads.
the Avowed extended play?
Uh-uh.
No, I'm
You
gonna look
should
that
see.
up.
Okay, just I'm not gonna say anything else
Yeah,
about
I
it.
missed, I'm gonna
Let me
watch
see if I
that
can look
tonight.
that.
Watch that, and the game is
Yeah,
much
watch it
better
tonight.
than I thought. The game is much better than I thought. Now they can do a little bit more uh,
Fine tuning.
tweaking the combat, but they go into the combat a little more. The graphics in the game look much better.
So that was just
Yeah,
a like a test model we were looking at.
I think it was an alpha build, but they go in a little more depth. They show you a lot more. And it's like, oh, okay. The game looks good. The game looks better than I thought. So
Because I
I
was thinking
think that.
about that in indie because the edges was looking rough on the movements. And I was like, these look like tester builds. These don't even look like
But
final
you, but
renditions.
they're not. They're good.
You,
Those
you
well, they
That's what I
always
was saying.
say,
When I was that means I'm not judging it too tough when I say
yeah.
that.
But when
Phil,
they
you got
do
a good
that,
eye. You got a real good eye. Cause I mean, me personally, I just thought it looked great. Period.
Well, I look for details and kinks in armor. Look for ways to cheese games. That's how you get past bosses. Sometimes you look for glitches.
well,
But
we'll
you know,
see. But
I got these Atari 2600 eyes now. You know.
oh wow,
8-bit
Mhm.
vision.
You haven't been keeping up with your training, sir. You you're like
I think
Obi
anything looks
Wan,
great.
an old tired Jedi. I've seen things and I wish not to be a Jedi no more. But if I should be called, I will come.
Well, consider that a compliment to you.
Hey, that's a compliment to you. No, you Obi Wan. Hey, you can pick up your lightsaber anytime and be great for the call.
Like my man saying Blade Runner.
Mm.
These eyes have seen some things that you don't believe.
well, we'll see how this pans out. And remember, the earnings call for Microsoft is next week, and the stock is doing great. I don't know, I'm kind of uppity up. I don't know how well they're going to do. I think they're going to do okay. But since they're over $400 a share, everybody's saying I just knew they were going to get this out before the earnings call. And I've been thinking I wanted to put a post out a couple of days ago, and I'm like, Dad, this came out today, and I was wanting to put a post out a couple of days ago to say, hey, y'all be weary because everyone's talking about everybody else. So I said, always will say this: when you dig a grave, dig two. The one you're talking about, and the one and yourself, because people are talking about all these other companies laying people off. I'm like, well, Microsoft is coming. People don't understand this merger just happened. Now, I would suspect that the bad news is already out the way, and I'm predicting the bad news is out the way. Uh, the announcement, how well the stock is doing next week, sometime in February, late February, I'm gonna guess they're gonna have the Blizzard show.
But you know what? They never say. It
Well,
never shows who they
they never,
offer jobs to.
they
Also,
not. What do you mean by that?
I mean they laid off people, but I'm pretty sure they offered people other positions in those inside of Microsoft or stuff like that.
Well, they didn't. They don't. Well, a lot of you can't tell somebody they're being laid off. At least you shouldn't.
Mm-mm. That's a very dangerous proposition.
All right, but I think the only one they say left um, was Mikey Barr. He left on his own, which I don't believe that. I just think he has philosophical differences or there's some nastiness there. I think when it's going to be said and done, I think Pete Hines and Mike Ybarra was either. I know Pete Hines was probably, in my opinion, of course, this is speculation, was kicked out because of his testimony, or he and Matt Booty wasn't going to take it. And I think that Pete Hines, I don't want to say that. I'll tell y'all in private what I really think. But I think Pete Hines and all that, a lot of them people were let go in that senior management because of those lawsuits too. Remember, Bethesda had a lot of lawsuits. Not Bethesda, but Activision Blizzard
Activision,
had those lawsuits.
yeah.
And I think a lot of that senior management was let go because even though Bobby was accused, but it was a culture. So a lot of people don't realize they got rid of a lot of them for just letting that sit idly by, or people. And I'm gonna tell you who got hurt a lot, and people are not gonna talk about it. Activision Blizzard HR department probably got gutted,
Oh, for sure,
gutted.
for sure.
The finance, IT, finance, IT. Now, I'm really going to say I don't think they say the development team that was developing that whole game got let go. I don't believe that. I think the majority, and if they did, it was no more than 30 to 40 people in pre-production on it. I don't think they were in full development. And the game was in development for 6 years. I don't think it really got off the ground to where they needed. But I will say that their HR department got gutted, finance got gutted, accounting got gutted, IT got gutted. And you probably got 5 or 10 guys from IT to help them move over to the Microsoft systems. And a lot of people that contract, they can get them servers and move everything over. The server blades or over whatever they need from the cloud and move it to Azure.
Yeah.
That's that's it. But you don't need another IT department at Microsoft. They don't need all that extra overhead. That's the same thing to go with Bethesda. All you already got all that in place. So those people, they may have, if they had a need in IT, they probably had people move over. Other than that, who else do you need? So people
Yep.
don't understand that. That's when you talk about the when you merge. That's what happens.
Yep. That's what happened to me.
And one of the companies that I know of, they merged and contracts were lost. So it is what it is.
Hmm.
Next week we'll see more. I'm going to predict, and I want y'all to give me this prediction. I think I may be wrong, but I'm saying uh, sometime in February, Microsoft's going to talk about Activision Blizzard, welcome them to the family, and tell them what's on the horizon. Uh, what are your thoughts? What do you guys think?
On what? What was the question again?
The welcome to the family, like they did with Bethesda,
Mm,
Microsoft, Activision. So when do you think it's going to
mm.
Valentine's Day. We love you guys. No,
happen?
that'd be
That would
cheesy.
be that would be smart if they did that.
I, I I
That
think
would be smart.
think um sometime in June.
That late?
Yep.
I'd be mad. It's like I've been
I'll be
working here
very
for how
peeved.
many
I'll be
months?
very
Yep.
peeved, but I could
They should
actually kind of.
spring in, spring up.
So you say April?
Uh, Late March, early April. Yeah.
Okay, I can
Or
see
or
that.
like a fake April Fools, you know.
I can see that,
You say a
here,
fake April Fool.
but here's the point. Here's the point that I can maybe agree with OG, and I just thought about this because something popped up. Um, the reason why I say that is they're going to milk Call of Duty as
Hmm.
much as they can to make people pay for it because something popped up in the stream that said Call of Duty was the best-selling game in 2023 for the 15th straight year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't see them giving that up. And I
That's
just saw another blurb in the last from 2011 to 2023, Microsoft added 121,000 employees. From 2011 to 2023, Sony has gotten rid of 61,000 employees.
Come on, something going on there, man. Something going on there.
Sony lost 61,000 employees. Microsoft added 100,000.
Man, that's the only thing they got left is PlayStation.
Well, they
I'm
got
I'm bothered.
some.
I'm bothered by that, man.
Hmm.
I don't want to see PlayStation go away.
I don't think any of us do.
nope.
Nope, not me.
Competition is good. Never need. You always need competition. You always need competition.
I talk crap about them, but I don't want to see them go away.
Right.
I only talk crap about them because they act like they omnipotent, like they don't make mistakes. Like,
I
nah.
talk crap about them because I want them to do better how they used to do.
Like,
My
you
Sony
will
back.
buy our games and you will buy our upgrades. Forget about like no,
You will buy the same game over and over.
no.
No.
Jeez, more
Simple
more
fact is,
heartache.
Mhm.
simple fact is they have done better and they can do better. They just I
Have
don't know if
not.
they I don't know if they've found the right new direction to go into because they took the hit with Kojima when he was like, "I'm retiring. I'm done with Metal Gear." That was a scare for them. They really didn't want to make gamers after that for a while until he started announcing his new stuff.
All
Maybe
right,
they'll maybe
guys.
they'll get into the car industry, make an EV.
I keep hearing that too. Nintendo card looked all weird.
We'll see. Well, that's our show for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So please like and subscribe. Let's get our outros going. Where can we find you, OG?
You can find me here every Thursday with the crew. You can also find me on Twitter, OG Double M. I haven't been on there lately though.
Mm.
Yeah. And you can also find me on Facebook, all things geeky.
Have you been on there?
A little bit. I post here and there. I don't know. I probably Surge and Jazz probably post more than me right now.
Oh wow,
In his own group.
in his own group. All right, Serge, where can we find you?
You can find me here every Thursday with the crew when we stream, of course. You can find me on Facebook under Sir Rich Gaming, as well as Twitter under Sir_Rich. You can find me on Twitter under Sir_Rich. Twitch is the one that's Sir Rich. Too many T's. T's to the Twitch and the TTTX.
Titties.
Oh, mm-hmm.
I
What?
did not. I said Twitch.
He did. He
I
said
said Twits.
T's. He said T's. Yeah.
See, look at that. Subliminal. See how they how they fill in the
Yeah.
gaps and
Yeah.
they try and say what I don't say.
They need to get their head off the gutter.
Keep your mind out the gutter and pass the butter.
Mm.
But as well as YouTube was a Sir Rich. That's where you can find me. I'm gonna be
All
streaming
right.
more frequently. I've been streaming Destiny lately.
Yeah,
I've been
you should.
finding mad raid groups.
Oh, that's good. What about you, Jazz? A motel.
Mm,
Where can we find you, and what day are you streaming?
You can find me here every Thursday with the crew, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Y'all know what it is. Hit that button. Also on Twitch. Trying to been picking it up. I streamed on Tuesday and Thursday, so definitely Friday, Saturday. So y'all follow.
Okay.
The thing will pop up for you. And what else? YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all Jazzymoto. So
Okay.
check me out.
You can find me here every Thursday with the rest of the crew and streaming on Xbox and PlayStation. And I'm on Twitch sometimes. I mean X, not Twitch. I'm on Twitch as yeah sometimes too. I'll probably try to do that tomorrow as
You
well.
just did what I did. You said Twitch and X
Yeah, yeah,
instead of
X,
Twitter.
yeah,
See all them
yeah.
T's, man.
Indeed. Yeah, so that's where you can find me. And again, thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for listening to us. Thanks for listening to our hobby that we like the most, which is gaming. Hopefully, you'll catch us next week. Like and subscribe. And then on that note, Sir Rich, take us out of here.
Oh, it's time for everybody to say hello. Hello, hello,
Holla,
everybody.
holla,
Holla,
Hello,
holla,
everybody. Hello,
y'all.
hello, hello.
holla,
Hello, hello, hello.